Jambo everyone, welcome to the Africa Diaspora News Channel. I'm your host, African Tigress from Nairobi, Kenya, here to keep you posted with everything happening across the motherland or issues of interest to the motherland. And some good news coming from Senegal. Senegal has finally decided to rename the main squares of some island that was closely linked to slave trade. Gorée, an island in Senegal linked with the slave trade, has decided to rename one of its main squares in response to the ongoing racism in the world. The Municipal Council unanimously agreed to rename the Europe Square, Liberty and Human Dignity Square. According to a statement from authorities, the move is in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter protests that have spread across the world, denouncing recurrent racial violence against the Black community. The movement was provoked by the death of George Floyd, who was killed by a white policeman during his arrest in the United States. The 28-acre island, situated 2 kilometers offshore from Dakar, was the largest slave trading center on the African coast between the 15th and 19th century, according to the UN's cultural agency, UNESCO. Gorée Island is also registered by the UNESCO as World Heritage and acts as a symbol of human exploitation. The Europe Square was inaugurated in 2003 by Mayor Senghor and the then President of the European Commission, Romano Prodi. The inauguration of Freedom Square will include events to pay tribute to George Floyd and all the victims of racial crimes. What do you think about this? I think this is quite interesting. I mean, we all know like the Black Lives Matter and all that has been, hijacked, but also it has actually brought some, there's something, at least something positive. People are, waking up, and recently thousands of people have actually signed petition to rename the streets in Kampala. When you go to Kampala, there are lots of streets that are named Fort Lugard, Captain Lugard, all these colonialists, both in Kampala, Jinja, Fort Portal, and different cities. And that is not only just in Kampala, even in Kenya and other places. Some countries started renaming. I think in the past, Kenya did rename a number of streets after the new constitution was inaugurated. We had to rename a number of streets. And one thing though, I can't wait. One of the things that I'm really looking forward, I'm waiting for the day that you're going to rename Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is the largest freshwater lake on the continent, and I don't know why we still call it Lake Victoria. And not just that, even Victoria Falls in Zambia and Zimbabwe, I can't wait. I mean, we should be pushing for this. Unfortunately, about 6 months ago at the East Africa Legislative Assembly, there's somebody who tabled the motion to actually rename Lake Victoria, which is actually shared among the 3 countries. The motion didn't go through as some people felt that there was some more important things that needed to be dealt with. What do you think? Do you think names are just something we can just live with? Personally, I wish I could drop my English name and just use my African. I use that, but legally I haven't changed. But I wish it was just as easy to drop the names. It's just a very long process. But one thing I'm very sure, names are very powerful. And a person who gives you a name conquers you. In some African communities, names were given depending on the character or whom people anticipated the child to turn out to be. So, what about the names that we got from the colonialists? I think we should take time, support this motion and petition such that as time goes by, we will all be done with all these colonialist names and all that everything needs to be renamed. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinion on this topic. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for such and more conversations. Until then, kwaheri!